Alright guys, back in sunny Northampton, down for my afternoon walk at the park. One of the things I do recommend, guys, is just like this. See this thing up here? The sunshine stuff. Yesterday I got back, because I've been on the road since, when was it? 3 o'clock in the morning. Got back to Northampton. Birmingham was already raining. Train was raining. Northampton raining. And then it was just, very bleak. So I think you got to take the good when you get it. So I come down the park for a walk. And like I said, I try and do this when I'm in the UK at least a couple of times a day. It's good for the fitness. I'm tempted to get a treadmill for the house, but I'm not sure I'm going to move yet, because I think she'll spike the rents again, and for the headaches in the house, I'm starting to get to that point where it's like, look for something else. Also, I don't need to be in Northampton anymore because I don't look after the schools here. And a new business is nationwide, so I can move away from London, making it cheaper. So I'll see where I end up. Politics wise, you obviously see the UK is in a bit of turmoil. Just be careful on wording, the way they use them. When they talk about U-turns, they're not U-turns. What they do is they go back a couple of steps. When they get a lot of resistance, they step back until the resistance is gone, and then they'll come in from a different angle instead. It's just what they do. So just bear that in mind. Other thing I can say is, a lot of people on about the way America's going at the minute. I'd say just wait. You've got to understand, the rot has been there a long time, and the band-aid's getting pulled off by people that wail and scream at end of the world like little children, because they've been caught with their hands in the till. I think it's going to, my personal view is that I think it's going to lead to where the Democrats have had loads of money for their election campaigns, which will show how bad the corruption has got, because I wouldn't vote any of these people in, let's put it that way. And it's all screaming there's something wrong. The UK side, I don't know how much longer these guys are going to last, because economically the country's in the toilet. It was quite funny with well, it's not funny, my dad's been dead a while now, but years ago we were having a conversation, and his view had changed so much in recent decades, to he doesn't listen to anybody anymore. He doesn't trust any of them, and he's right. I mean, you've got to bear in mind, politicians are a mouthpiece. They're often not the ones that control things in the UK. Same with Europe. A lot of the controls now being pushed through the EU Parliament. And I'll be one of the first to say this. I mean, originally when it was all put together, I was looking at it from a more holistic approach for the better good of the whole of Europe. But it's actually working out more like a centralist, socialist, what would you call it? Like the People's Working Party, socialist, similar to guys that used to have somebody run them in Germany and started World War II. Because the big problem you have with all this Marxism nonsense is not everybody toes the line. Everybody sits there waiting for a handout that someone else is going to produce, and there's just not enough of those people. And this is where I'll get it, because being out in Spain, I really, the contrast of the cost of living and the cost of housing, if you move a bit further out, highlights the stark difference of being in the UK. Because if you think moving around the UK you get away with it, because people all say that, oh well, if you move further north, it's like, yeah, higher unemployment, poorer services. What else have we got? Higher council tax. Where if you move out in Spain, they're trying to repopulate some of the areas, and I think Portugal's had similar. Italy's got the same. If you hunt around and can put the work in, you can find houses still for 20,000. There's a guy on his channel recently. I'll post a link to his channel because he's putting the hard work in. He's going out there doing the graft, and it was funny. He posted something in the last couple of weeks which showed his motivation is basically Starmer. I thought it was a bit surprising from him, because I thought he was just doing it as a project. But as the old Starmanator says, if you don't like the way the UK is, leave, pretty much. In his statement, as if he thought he has the authority. I don't know if you realise this. It's not A, it's not his kingdom. B, he hasn't got that authority. We'd like him to leave. I would anyway. Dog seen a squirrel. So, I mean, I'm going to finish the video on a positive. The point I'm stating is, and I've had this conversation with a few people in the last couple of years, is stop whinging about it, do something about it. If you're in your late 60s or whatever, or even late 50s, and you can cash in your house, do it. Bugger off abroad and enjoy it. Take it all with you before they try and stop us taking the money, which they may do at some point. Do a South Africa on us and go after our cash. So realistically, I'm looking at another property in Spain, a bit more inland. I'm ideally looking for somewhere with at least 1,500 square meters on the lot. I'm willing to pay between 150 and 350,000. Why? To make it more self-sustaining, so it doesn't matter what the hell happens, we should be able to survive on our own. Along with, if I can get other people in the same area, same mindset. Well, I'm not going to get you into the mindset. You're either in it or not. I'm not here to sell anything. I'm not the Jehovah's Witnesses or something. You either want to do it or you don't, and you ain't going to travel that far if you're not interested, and I'm not selling it to you. But the concept is simple. Whatever happens, we need to look after ourselves. The thing with all this socialist garbage is they're all parasites. They all live off the back of everyone else. So if they do us go, they can all sit and stare at each other in an empty room saying who's picking up the check. And they're welcome to do that. I've not betrayed the UK. The UK is betraying its people through people that are not aligned with true British people. And before anybody shouts racism, true British people look after their country. Doesn't matter what colour you are, what race you are, what religion you are. The betrayal is when you actually destroy your country for no apparent reason beyond offshore entities and selfish greed, which are two things that don't ethically align with me. But anyway, that's enough on that. I think we need to start doing stuff on developing the stuff for Spain. The weird thing is, obviously we already got a house in Spain, so I'm a little bit ahead of the curve on that one, but the next project will be an interesting one. So why do I need a second house? Well, the one on the coast is on the coast. That's the problem with it. The space is limited. It's a bit dry and hot. Lovely most of the year, but I want to have something like this for the kids because they don't get to see this. The green stuff. The wild animals, the open spaces. the farming side of the farming aspects, the sustainability aspects, without going mad and growing my hair long and wearing wellies all day. It's just making it functional. But I've got to admit, the weather contrast's been good to get back to. It's nice and fresh here. Not that it wasn't fresh in Spain, I just mean you get that cold, fresh air in the UK that just says you're in the UK and it's bloody cold. But yeah, we'll work on the Spanish project. And like I said, I'll share the guy that's doing something in Sicily. I'm sure it's Sicily. And one of the things I want to shake off, guys, a lot of you guys get locked into your pensions and stuff. It can often be a prison sentence, because you're stopping a shit job for the next 15 years or whatever because of a pension. When the next 15 years you could be travelling and experiencing stuff, and there's a good chance you'll actually develop something that will supersede or be far better than what your pension would ever provide, because one that cuts in, you're as fucking old as a dinosaur anyway. But that is my personal view. This is why I focus on things like the ISAs, private pension that I can claim at 55. But ultimately, I'll probably work into my 60s doing stuff I want to be doing. Probably up till 55, maybe 56. Maybe stuck on the grind for a little bit. But you'll see that develop over time, because I've got things in play at the moment that may shape things for the future. But we'll know when we get there. Anyway, I'm finished at the park, so enjoy your day.